All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not
Mal
the
gucken,
correct
was
way
es
to
hier
the
noch alles
meeting room.
gibt.
But
Dieses Quiz
Stanley
muss ich auch
had
noch
felt
mal
the
machen.
bucket
Ich
calling
will
to him,
wissen,
telling him that the
wenn ich so
employee
Ja,
lounge was
alles
simply
Nein
the
drücke.
place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No.
Und was ist, wenn wir ohne den Eimer rumlaufen?
The bucket
Was
was
passiert dann?
wrong.
So viele
Stanley took the
Fragen.
door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies?
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense
Erst
of
kleiner
happiness
Stan
that you
und
get
jetzt
from seeing a
Figlies.
small
Okay.
number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
Guck mal, mein kleiner Stan,
I'm sure
Figlies.
it will come to me.
Hui. Alter, es tut mir leid. Oh, ich muss jetzt erst mal im Lurk. Schon noch ganz viel Spaß. Dankeschön, Panema. Danke nochmal für den Raid. Ich habe sehr viel Spaß. Sehr viel Spaß. Spaß ist trotzdem lang. Was ist das jetzt schon wieder?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What the hell? Wo ist das jetzt gerade abgedriftet? What the fuck?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him. And
Jetzt probiere ich das noch einmal mit dem einen Weg hier, dann probiere ich einmal den Weg ohne Bucket. Ist die Frage, ob ich denn überhaupt ohne meinen Eimer laufen darf.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley
so viel zum Ausprobieren.
Blindly.
Sich zu merken ist schon übel.
Now pick up the...
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know.
Was, redet gar nicht, ich höre gar nicht zu.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
Einfach so durch, es ist mega durch. Aber es ist auch so gut einfach. Also ich höre nichts. Ich sehe nur Eimerchen. Eimerchen.
It doesn't do anything else.
Eimerchen.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. His stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this cold, empty bucket. This
Eimer, der alle ermordet.
Shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have
ein Eimer im Mord mit Messer. Alter, nein. Oh
yes,
Gott,
I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier. More capable of transporting
diesen Eimer und ich liebe es. Es ist so geil, ja,
an amount of water from one room to another.
Ein Messer?
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room.
Keks, tu das nicht.
It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Okay, hier hat sich jetzt nichts geändert. Okay.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man, and Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
Also ich gehe mal jetzt hier durch, weil ich nicht weiß, ob jetzt hier was anders ist. Weil das ist ja jetzt hier alles ein bisschen... Nein, das ist mein Schatz. Mein Schatz.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Ja, so klar. Chloe ist pervers. Ausrufezeichen, Ausrufezeichen, Ausrufezeichen.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Das G-Wort vergessen.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Stinkt. Jetzt muss ich hier nochmal sein, das ist kacke. Ich dachte, es ist irgendwas anderes. Gleich gehe ich mal ohne Eimer los und guck mal, ob da was anders ist.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
Hey, Chloe ist geil, ja, das weiß ich.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
Wie fit seid ihr eigentlich noch?
Television screens.
Ab und 4 Tagen aus, muss man die Emotes abchecken.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Ihr wollt Pinguine sehen? Ich bin gerade auf dem Weg.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was
Kannst du noch ohne Eimer gehen?
Monitored like guinea pigs.
Schwierig.
The bucket had never seen anything like this.
Wie soll ich ohne Eimer schon? Ich brauche einen Eimer. Ich muss den Eimer zum Kuscheln ins Bett nehmen.
Reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Dann geh doch schlafen, Kind.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things?
Er hat zu viel herrlich gespielt, aber ich muss ins Bett leider ohne Eimer. Oh nein. Ich leide meinen Eimer. Sense hier. Sense. Mir geht's gut, ich bin wach.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept
it. Schlafgut,
his own life in someone else's control. Never. He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for
Aber dann hast du doch keinen mehr. Ach, eine Nacht überlebe ich schon.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working.
Ja, dann geh doch schlafen,
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Was, wenn ich gar nichts drücke? Hilfe! Ich muss anscheinend drücken. Aber ich gehe einfach.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds
Naruto rennen die doch auch so. Das sind die wahren Ninja.
Were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand.
Naruto.
The one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Muss noch andere Enden finden.
The possible paths his life could have taken,
Aber so ein komplettes Ende
was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Ist halt auch die Frage, was genau muss man noch auslösen und so. 2 Ideen habe ich noch. Austeste.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time
Ich gehe mal jetzt ohne, wenn ich darf.
Just a matter of time.
Ohne Eimerchen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Es war okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Lass mich mal hin.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anmarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines.
Okay.
None of us can.
Naja, das ist neue Inhalt und so. Ich gehe durch die blaue Tür.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Ich gehe durch die blaue Tür.
Through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door, Mann. Fuck you. Blau.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Yeah.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Okay.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Fuck.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Ist es gut oder schlecht?
Oh, of course. A 3.
Also.
Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide board. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of
In den Ofen!
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Jesus! 4 Stunden? What the fuck?
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Oh, das habe ich auch mal gezeichnet.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
Ja, das ist
Perhaps for some
Firewatch, ne?
sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Warst du ja schon da?
Yes, that
Ich
must
weiß,
be
an das erinnere
What
ich
a
mich jetzt von früher
fascinating
nicht.
venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything
wahrscheinlich
about
nie
this game,
erreicht,
Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Ja, ich kenn's auch. Wir spielen ja eigentlich gerade Teil 2, Aber das wollte ich mir auch nochmal hier anschauen. So ohne Eimer rumlaufen. Oh, geil. Boah.
Oh, no. No, 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 it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Nein! Nein!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh,
Die Mauer
thank
muss
heavens
weg.
we avoided
Die Mauer
it.
muss weg.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Ja, ja, das ist die beste Antwort, die man geben kann.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
So schnell geht das, wenn man bei Listen ein Abo macht.
Wonderful. See, this is
Rocket
exactly
League?
what I had in mind.
What?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here.
What the fuck?
Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
The fuck?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ja! Bye, 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 bye. Ja, 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 ja. Hui! Ja! Ja, geil. Bam! Oh! Oh, ah!
What are you doing?
Ich fall mit runter.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How
will you write a story without
me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Hallo? Bin ich? Das ist so eine Horror aus. What the fuck? Ja, Licht.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's got it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ja, ich auch, ja. Ja, wunderschön.
I can't wait to tell this story to my coworkers, Stanley.
Jetzt gehen wir durch die rote Tür, ne? Aber ohne Einmalschaden, sonst komme ich nicht rein.
Laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Dass ich das aber so lange durchhalte, ist schon übel.
It was okay.
Ich bin mittlerweile 1 Uhr alt.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.